Thomas Sowell's observation that socialism in general has a record of failure so blatant that only an intellectual could ignore or evade it is a sharp critique of how certain scholars and public figures have treated the historical evidence surrounding socialist experiments. When we examine the major attempts to put economies under state control, whether it was the Soviet Union's command economy, Cuba's centralized planning, or various other 20th century projects, the results are strikingly consistent. Chronic shortages, stagnant growth, a lack of innovation, and often widespread poverty. These outcomes are not subtle. They're visible in the data, in everyday life, and in the long-term trajectories of those societies. Sowell argues that this record is so clear that anyone who truly cares about empirical truth would see it. Yet he points out that a certain segment of intellectuals, perhaps driven by ideological commitments or a desire to present a compelling narrative, choose to overlook or minimize these failures. In essence, Sowell's statement highlights a tension between objective evidence and the way some academics frame their arguments. My own view is that this critique serves an important corrective function. Too often, policy debates are dominated by rhetoric, free markets versus planned economies, without a serious look at what actually happened in real places. When intellectuals ignore hard facts, they risk perpetuating policies that can lead to inefficiency and suffering. On the other hand, one could argue that every economic system has trade-offs. Socialism may bring greater equality, but at the cost of growth. The key is to weigh those costs against the benefits, rather than dismissing one side outright. Sowell's insistence on the primacy of empirical evidence over ideological appeal reminds us that policy discussions should be grounded in observable outcomes, not merely in theory or moral arguments. Whether one agrees with his conclusions or not, it forces a more honest conversation about what kind of economic arrangements best serve society, especially when those arrangements are tested against the stark realities of historical experience.